What a picture-perfect night in our nation's capital. It is the Gamebridge Super League on Peacock tonight as DC Power FC welcomes Brooklyn FC to Audi Field for a big one in the Super League tonight. DC off to a very strong start to the season. Brooklyn hoping to bounce back. Alongside Erica Timrack and our entire crew, Sean St. Jacques here with you. DC, Erica, so far this season have been very strong. One of the last two undefeated teams in the Gamebridge Super League.
Yeah, I think you can credit a lot of that to Sydney Cummings. She kind of leads the back line. And then don't sleep on Gorley. She is great strength to their offense.
Seems like DC's had that balance so far this season. And up top, like you mentioned, Gianna Gorley's been really strong and tends to get on the score sheet when she plays against Brooklyn.
Yeah, she's a true 9 in my opinion. She can post up well, she can stretch the line, and she's clinical in and around the box.
Well, we'll see if she can keep her immaculate goal-scoring totals against Brooklyn up tonight. For Brooklyn, defensively, they've been a little bit of a wobble after the start to the season. They got a win early on. They haven't been able to manage 3 points ever since. They're looking for a bounce-back one tonight.
Yeah, they have struggled with closing out games and on the road, but I do think they're very strong in possession, and they have some finishing firepower. If they can just put that all together, I think they have a good shot.
Plenty of attacking options in this group, and particularly when you're away from home, you tend to rely on the leaders and the players who have been there before, and certainly Sam Kroger comes in with a lot of experience and a lot of strong play.
Sam Kroger is an ideal midfielder. She's clean, she's tidy, she's brave on the ball. She's the type of player when she's on, the rest of the team's on too.
We'll see if Brooklyn will be on tonight here at Audi Field in Washington, D.C., hoping to bounce back with a victory this evening. DC Power, though, trying to keep their unbeaten start to this regular season afloat in the Gamebridge Super League. Something's got to give in our nation's capital. We will have the kickoff coming up next here on Peacock.
Caitlin Clark, amazing at assists. Gamebridge, the ultimate assist for your savings. But ever since they teamed up, she's taken assisting to a whole new level. Caitlin Clark, great at assists. Gamebridge, great at assists for your savings.
Today we went to the beach, and it was totally worth it. Get double points this fall at Best Western.
Welcome back, everybody. Sean St. Jacques, Erica Timrack, our entire crew, happy to have you with us here on Peacock for the Gamebridge Super League. DC getting set to clash with Brooklyn here at Audi Field. Time to dive into the starting 11s. We begin with Obed Namazi and DC Power, hoping to continue their unbeaten start to this regular season, led by that back line.
DC Power coming out in a 4-2-3-1. Keep an eye on Fitch, though. She likes to get high, and then you have Theoret, who kind of controls the pace of the midfield.
See if DC can continue to hold serve here at home and get those big 3 points that can continue to help propel them up the table in the Gamebridge Super League as we look at Tomas Tingahina's starting 11 for Brooklyn, hoping to bounce back after a couple of winless games.
Brooklyn coming out in a 4-3-3. Barbieri and Hill holding down the back line. Their outside backs do like to get forward, And then their front three are very interchangeable.
No questions about that. We saw a great goal earlier this season, I should say, from Emma Loving. Jess Garziano gets a start as well up top. Speaking of Tomas Tingahina, his team got off to such a good start, got that victory back on the first match week in the Gamebridge Super League. Hasn't gotten 3 points on the board since, but there have been signs that Brooklyn are improving. We're hoping to put that out there on the pitch today here in DC, led of course by Sam Kroger and a lot of experienced players in this Brooklyn squad. We'll see if they are able to get a massive 3 points here on the road, but Omid Namazi's group are a tough nut to crack at this particular juncture of the Gamebridge Super League season. Defensively, they're one of the best teams in the league so far in the early weeks and months of the campaign. And they're hoping to put a rubber stamp on that with 3 home points here tonight. DC does lead the all-time series. This will be the 5th all-time meeting between the two clubs. DC has 2 wins, just the 1 Brooklyn victory. The last time these two met, you go back to April 26th, towards the start of the spring season last campaign. Gianna Gorley scored a goal, no surprise there. DC got all 3 points in Brooklyn. That was a key game in that season. It was around that time that DC's playoff hopes had kind of faded away, but Brooklyn still had a big opportunity at that time to push on and get into the playoffs, and DC snatched that opportunity away from them with a road win. DC are going to be in their home blues. They'll be going from left to right here at Audi Field in our nation's capital. Brooklyn still in their debut season with these lime rock and brown away kits. They'll be hoping to put away some of these road woes that they've had as of late. It's tough to win on the road, it must be said, in the Gamebridge Super League. Brooklyn are hoping that tonight could be a bit of a turning point in the early days and weeks and months of their season. Rachel Sweat is our head referee. She gets the match started. Brooklyn going from right to left. They boot it into the DC penalty area, and we are off and running here on Peacock. Sean St. Jacques, Erica Timrack, our entire crew, pleasure to be with you here tonight. The lone game in the Gamebridge Super League. It certainly is promised we could have plenty of drama between these two teams. It's been tightly contested games when these two clubs get together. We will see how the match unfolds.
Brooklyn coming off pretty strong already and controlling the tempo. You see Kroger loves to play between the lines, play in the pockets.
There's some of that DC pressure. Kroger able to fend off the defender there, plays it forward. There's Barbieri finding Emma Loving on this near side. Loving cutting in field and letting the shot go. It bounces wide and out for a goal kick, but a very positive start for Brooklyn.
Loving is so good at that. She drives at her defender with pace, cuts in, and rips a shot. She had one last game, and she definitely is dangerous going at the back line.
Certainly one of the things in Brooklyn's favor coming into tonight. 11 days since their last game. They lost 2-0 to Lexington back on September 7th. That felt like a tough result to take. Tomas Tingahina's group. But they've had some time to reflect. They've had some time to work some things out, and they'll hope that they can put that out onto the pitch this evening. Up against a DC Power side. Again, 3 matches unbeaten to start this Gamebridge Super League season. A 0-0 draw with Lexington last time out. Omid Namazi felt they should have came away with all 3 points in that game, but he's encouraged by what he's seen. But he does want his team to be aggressive. He wants his team to create chances, and obviously wants some clinical finishing when they do create those opportunities in the final third.
Definitely. When we talked to him, he wasn't happy that he got a tie, but he did say that he likes to build on what they're building, possession, controlling the tempo, and it's just about execution in the final third.
Maybe a chance for Brooklyn to move this forward. It's going to fall for Loving on the edge of the area on this near side. She's forced to slightly retreat the ball to Jordan Thompson and company for a reset.
That's one thing I love about Brooklyn's game. They don't force it. They're very patient. If they're attacking and it's not on, they will no problem spinning out, keeping the ball and recycling against the back line.
It does kind of feel like both teams prefer to have the ball. They want more possession, and Mindamazi sort of hinted at this in his thoughts earlier this week that whoever's going to make the most of having the ball and using their possession is likely to be more successful than the other tonight in grabbing those 3 points. DC win the ball back off of Garziano, high up the field. It's a threading of the needle pass from Fitch, coming together on the edge of the area where Brooklyn emerges with possession. Garziano go back to the edge of the 18-yard box. Williams down the line is dispossessed. Chance for DC to move this ahead, but Brooklyn do well and they quickly win the ball back. A lovely run through a couple of challenges there by Colton. A long distance shot bounces just wide, maybe took a deflection on the way through. Loza Abera letting the shot go.
I don't mind that shot from Abera. No one really steps to her. She looks up, she takes the hit, and now they have a corner kick.
That was certainly traveling, particularly after it took the ricochet. And Colton will take the corner. A little coming together away from the play. As it's fizzed in there, Loving gets the header away, and it's further cleared. Chance for Gianna Gorley to move that forward, but the offside flag goes up, and it's a Brooklyn free kick. Well, one of the interesting stats about these two teams coming into the game today, 5 of the combined 8 goals that these two teams have conceded have come either from a corner or a cross into the box from open play. It feels like those particular moments are going to be really big to keep an eye on for both teams from a defensive setup. How well can they handle deliveries inside the 18-yard box as Abera breaks through here for DC and sends the shot just wide.
Abera is just finding herself in such good areas. I mean, she just creeps in the back side of Hill, takes a look up, kind of mishits it, but she's been very hot so far, so I don't mind that at all from her.
A couple of close calls from DC in these opening 6 minutes. Kelsey Doherty, who gets the start for Brooklyn in goal, sends it towards the halfway line where it's quite the scuffle. It ricochets out for a Brooklyn throw. There's a brief chance before that Abera attempt for Gianna Gorley, who was caught offside. She has 2 goals in her last 2 appearances against Brooklyn, who win the ball back quickly here. Oh, what a save. Morgan Aquino swiftly gets down to her right, and after Brooklyn won the ball back quickly, they get a good shot off, but the goalkeeper makes a fabulous stop.
That's all pressure, high pressure from Brooklyn right there. As soon as DC tries to get out of that, they capitalize on the mistake, get a shot off, and win a corner.
Quick trigger from Barbieri, got the shot away. Brooklyn still a chance from this corner. On the edge of the 6, it's a looping header, and it's a moot point. There was a foul and a push in the back. Rachel Sweat, our referee, gives a free kick.
Definitely a back and forth game. I feel like both teams have had some pretty good chances so far.
Early indications that the neutrals will be happy with an open start to the match, that's for sure.
Definitely.
Free kick for DC just to the left of the halfway line. Schubert tried to swing it over to that far side where Brooklyn applied more pressure here with Garziano and company. That ball goes over the line and out of play.
DC's having trouble kind of playing out of Brooklyn's press right now.
It was behind Kroger. Barbieri cleans it up for Brooklyn. Searching ball towards the edge of the area where Aquino able to reset for DC Power.
Good combination play from DC.
That time DC does escape the pressure. Abera for Gorley. Gorley loves a goal against Brooklyn. She shoots there, and it ricochets out for a DC corner.
That was great team play from DC. Coach Namazi said they like to train in small spaces, and you can see glimpses of that. They work the ball up, little give and go, set back, find Abera, and then Gorley through. They get another shot off, corner.
You mentioned it, Erica. It seems like there's promising signs for both teams. Just the opening 9 minutes and change in the attacking third.
You can tell both teams want to control the tempo so badly.
Theoretz ends in a decent ball that's cushioned back down, and Doherty in traffic emerges with possession. Gorley keeping Brooklyn's back line honest there. And then Williams is fouled by Abera. That alleviates some of the DC pressure. Coming into the night, DC sitting on 5 points, third place in the early match weeks of the Gamebridge Super League. Brooklyn just 1 point behind them coming into the night in 7th. Still so early, of course, that of course a Brooklyn win jump up multiple places in the table at this juncture of the campaign. As DC, if they can pick up 3 points, can start to put pressure on the likes of Fort Lauderdale and Dallas at the top of the Gamebridge Super League table. Abera. Some Williams pressure. Abera once more emerges past 2 challenges. DC allowed to still move this forward on the near side with Colton. Fitch. First time ball to the edge of the area. It falls for Abera. Could be a chance for the shot. It takes a deflection on the way through, and it loops out for another corner as Deja Torbert got the shot away.
All that starts with Abera getting out of that pressure and kind of breaking free of that, switching the point attack. They're able to combine around the box and get another corner. A lot of corners this game so far.
I mentioned it earlier, both teams have struggled a bit defensively with corners this season, so they'll certainly get their reps in as far as that's concerned. Almost all of the DC players are bunched up here on the edge of the area for this. Feels like it's one off the training ground as Doherty punches at the near post. And then a whistle away from the action allows Brooklyn to catch their breath.
That's a great ball in. Any type of in-swinger that just causes havoc and has the defenders make a decision, the goalie has to punch it out, the ball's bobbling. It's just a recipe for a disaster for the defense, but great ball in.
Brooklyn trying to break up the other end here. And a bit of an overzealous challenge in the end from Milena. Allows DC to keep the possession here. And then Fitch is forced to go all the way back by Emma Loving. Has pressure. Gorley holds up the play for DC there. Torbert was making the run through the middle. It's flared out to this near side for Fitch. Fitch fizzes one across, touched off the edge of the 6-yard box, and Brooklyn will clear it out for a throw.
It's a good idea from Fitch. At those points, you sometimes just have to pick your head up and pick out a player, but not a bad ball.
This is Colton. Colton again. And Colton puts a bit too much on it for Gilbert. Fitch recovers it for DC, but the referee spots a foul there. Sophia Lewis gives Brooklyn a set-piece opportunity here. One or two thoughts, I think, from Obin Namasi over that decision there. It goes Brooklyn's way. Garziano and Kroger are the brain trust over this free kick. And very bunched on the edge of the 18 here. Kroger put some good shape on that, and it was up for grabs inside the area. Lewis recovers it for Brooklyn. Clipped back in, and Aquino makes the catch.
It's a good ball from Kroger. She kind of whips it in right behind the line, but no Brooklyn player could get a head on it.
And then DC trying to play an early ball up to Gorley, and it's well dealt with by Doherty. Well, Select is the official match ball supplier of the Gamebridge Super League and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select is the player's choice. Meanwhile, Brooklyn back on the front foot will get a throw in on this far side. Falls kindly for Milena. Tried to find Loving on this near side. Barbieri's pressure. Garziano. To pick up the pieces here for Brooklyn. It's whipped back into the middle. DC have it covered. Nearly fell back into the path of Garziano. And quite the tussle there. Allows Kelsey Hill to emerge past Gorley.
Hill's great on the ball. She's very composed. It's so important to have a player like that in your back line.
That is Hill playing it forward. Milena for Williams. And Brooklyn can't quite thread the needle there. DC win the ball back. Abera out to the far side. Gilbert for Colton. And Colton is, well, Caesar pass cut out by Kroger. And Torbert is the guilty party as far as the foul is concerned. Well, 3 games unbeaten for DC at the start of this Gamebridge Super League season. If they do manage to get at least 1 point tonight, it would be a franchise record, 4 matches unbeaten to start the season.
That's big time, especially the way they finished last season. I think they made some great changes and have really implemented the style of play that they want to go with this season. They're strong in possession and they're going to keep building. I think they're going to be a strong side this season.
So the final match of a 3-game homestand for DC, trying to get that home win under their belt as Torbert is played in here by Gorley. Plays it square for Abera, who finishes beautifully to give DC the lead. Loza Abera has been knocking on the door in this first half. She finishes with a wonderful goal, and DC strike first.
I mean, you could just feel Abera was going to score. Torbert does well. Gorley drives. Torbert gets the ball back, picks her head up, finds Abera. Beautiful finish, right inside netting. I think Namazi will be really happy with that one.
First Gamebridge Super League goal of the season for Loza Abera. 5th different DC Power goal scorer already this season. And the hosts are on top. Surprised she hasn't had a couple more with finishing like that.
I know. You could tell though, she's been so lively this game. It really does help as an attacker, getting touches on the ball, getting shots off. It builds your confidence, and you kind of could feel a goal coming from her.
I mentioned earlier how open the beginning of the game was as well. It felt like someone was going to get the jump on the other. DC have something to hold on to in the opening 20 minutes. This is Gorley on the far side. And Gorley loses out in the midst of the Brooklyn midfield here. Garziano looks to clip it over the top down this far side. Lovely cutting fields. And then eventually it is recovered. The Theoret challenge stops the advancing Leah Scarpelli. Wouldn't be surprised if that wasn't the last Scarpelli foray forward tonight. Free kick for DC on the halfway line. How will Brooklyn respond? They had such a positive start in many ways. As Gorley really leaked in behind there. Flag goes up.
Yeah, it definitely puts a pressure on Brooklyn a little bit, but at the same time, it could let DC calm down a little and just give them that confidence to start playing more.
Doherty's going to send everyone forward here. All forward. DC at least got first contact on it. Lewis tries to track down the ball in behind. And Gilbert takes charge for DC defensively. Kroger goes down. Referee allows play to continue. DC just edging total shots at the start of this game. There's been plenty of opportunities for both teams to create, as Loving trying to win that back off of Fitch, but commits a foul. I should mention as well that Brooklyn only haven't scored a goal so far because of that wonderful Morgan Aquino save from earlier in this first half as well. That was a big early moment.
Gorley does such a good job with holding it up and keeping possession for the team.
Milena with a challenge there. She goes through. And Torbert was the one player brought down. Milena gets a yellow card here.
Yeah, definitely a card. You kind of have to set the precedent early on in the game with a tackle like that.
Certainly the follow-through there, I think, is what led the referee to go into the pocket. Something for Mas Tingahina to keep in mind as the half progresses. A miscue touch there, and the shot is fired over the top by Emily Colton, who pounced on the miscue.
DC haven't let their foot off the gas. Colton steps in, picks her head up, takes a shot. She has one on the season already, so why not?
Torbert wins the header. Doherty and Brooklyn will get to reshuffle the cards. Loving on the near side. And Loving is fouled. Both sets of players still trying to figure out the threshold for some challenges like that in these early stages of the match. Certainly both coaches have been vocal to the fourth official, trying to figure out where the referee's threshold is on those kinds of sliding and physical challenges to this point. Loving follows up, but DC emerge here, and Kroger, just behind on Torbert, commits a foul.
It's definitely getting chippy in the game. I always think when it gets like this, best to play 1-2 touch, maintain a rhythm again, and try and get that tempo back.
The kick is taken quickly. Colton. Fitch is tripped, and that's going to be a DC free kick in a promising position.
It's a lovely play by Fitch. She drives end line, cuts it back.
The referee just told Emma Loving that's your second. Be the last warning before a potential card comes out there. We'll wait and see on that. Fioret and Colton strategizing. And Milena is trying to break up that almost DC huddle of players on the edge of the area. Seems like everyone else for Brooklyn is zonal marking, at least at the beginning of this potential set piece. Milena, though, has to be careful. She's already been booked. Referee reminding her of that.
Keep an eye on a bear on top of the box.
You mentioned it, Eric. It's getting a little chippy. Referee's trying to make sure it doesn't boil over a bit. Fitch to deliver, and it was a really good ball in. Torbert was the target, but could not get definitive contact on it. That almost feels like one where Brooklyn got let off the hook a bit. That was a really good service.
Yeah, definitely a good play by them. If they could get ahead on that, that was definitely a good opportunity.
DC win the initial header. And on the follow-up, just keep the possession here.
Seems like both teams aren't backing down physically. They're kind of testing each other.
Sort of hinted at this earlier, but watching how both teams finished last season, it does feel like these are two of the teams at the start of this season that feel like they have something to prove.
Definitely, and both teams want to keep the ball. They want to possess. They want to control the tempo. So it's always an interesting matchup, and you have two teams who have similar identities.
There's the goal scorer, Abera. Milena forces DC back over the halfway line for Cindy Cummings. Cummings goes over the top, tried to find Abera, but finds Doherty instead.
I like the way Gorley and Abera work off each other. One checks in, one stretches the line. It's very confusing for back lines to have to deal with that, so I really like that partnership they have going on.
Harris onto this near side. And DC goes over the top, trying to pick out Gorley. It was well covered by Kelsey Hill.
I think DC's trying to stretch the line a little and test them out and hit some long balls just to maybe back off the pressure a little bit.
DC win the ball back up high up the field here. Fitch, he sets it to the back line and then cannot keep the ball in on this near side. Already forced to clear it. Last off of Fitch and out for a Brooklyn throw. Gamebridge Super League season is well underway. Visit GamebridgeSuperLeague.com for all the latest information, analysis, and insight into all things Gamebridge Super League. Darius up front, trying to pick out Gorley again. Garziano for Brooklyn. The visitors can't hold on to it here. And Milena steps back in defensively to allow Brooklyn more possession. But they don't hang on to it for very long. Down 15 minutes to go in the first half. Lovely move from Kroger. It's played up the line on this near side, trying to pick out Emma Loving, but to no avail. It goes out of play. It actually went out of play for a goal kick in the end. DC go over the top to try to beat the Brooklyn press. Gorley again with some hold-up play here.
Gorley really needs somebody under there to kind of chauffeur and relieve that pressure. She needs Abera, someone to just dish the ball off to and then continue her running behind.
Williams. Kroger for Garziano. Thompson for Doherty for a reset. DC applying a bit of pressure here. Gorley is able to deflect it in. Gianna Gorley continues to have Brooklyn's number in the Gamebridge Super League. It's her third consecutive goal in a game against them, and DC are 2-0 up after pressuring Doherty and succeeding.
That's just Gorley capitalizing on the momentum, putting Brooklyn under pressure, Abera making her go back, and then Gorley just pressing the keeper. Gets her third of the season. I will say Gorley knows how to score goals. She scored them all types of different ways. She's chipped the keeper from outside the 18. She's done tap-ins, and then she's made huge defensive plays like that.
Brooklyn must be getting tired of seeing her these days. Third consecutive match she has scored against Brooklyn. That's back-to-back games where Brooklyn have had a moment where they've had a big mistake at the back that's come back to haunt them as far as conceding a goal has concerned here, and now one goal is turned into two. Brooklyn have a bit of a mountain to climb. Hill plays it back to Doherty as Brooklyn again try to build from the back. Barbieri. Doherty clears it over the top. Falls kindly for Loving. Loving is double parked on that far side, but it deflects out for a Brooklyn throw. There is time for Brooklyn to find a response here at the end of the half. Kroger with a good header. In the end, Brooklyn cannot control it on the edge of the area, and a foul sees the attack fizzle out for the visitors as Garziano was trying to settle it down.
It's hard for a team like Brooklyn, who's usually very patient in their build-up. Now they're down 2-0. It's kind of hard to have that patience, so there has to be a little bit more urgency, but it's hard to execute that in the final third.
Milena putting some pressure on here for Brooklyn. Aquino gives it away to Milena. Can Brooklyn pounce on this opportunity? Chance to cross this in and take a deflection on the way through. Ooh, it did not. Brooklyn are convinced that it did. It's a goal kick. It was great work by Emma Loving down that far side, but Brooklyn do not get the decision there. Gorley. What a pirouette away from Hill. Plays a lovely ball for Torbert. Fitch. Oh, onto the far side. Nearly picked out a teammate in Bedoya, and it slides on through and out of play.
Such good hold-up play from Gorley. It's so important that have your 9 kind of show, keep the ball, and then continue the attack, and then you had players running in behind. DC definitely not letting their foot off the gas.
Loving follows up again. It is last off of Loving and out for a DC throw. It's recovered again by Theoret. Lena fighting hard to try to win the ball back for Brooklyn, but and DC keep it in their control. So Kroger gets a touch onto that. Colton up ahead. Kroger's there once more, but Torbert touches it past her. Looking up ahead for Gorley, and it rolls into the path of Doherty.
Could probably use a little more patience on that play. I think that's a moment to put your foot on it, maybe recycle at the back line, or just play the midfield.
Oh, Colton stepped and didn't get there. Garziano with a brilliant ball out wide for Loving, who does track it down. Loving to the byline here. Fizzes in a cross. Scarpelli on the back end. And DC do clear it eventually. Fitch down the line. It's won back by Thompson. Thompson can't find a teammate. And it ricochets back into Brooklyn's half. Williams. Barbieri for Milena. And Milena's forced to go all the way back to Doherty. Brooklyn trying to play through this DC press. It is won back here by Cummings. Cummings through to Gorley. Gorley has her shot saved by Doherty.
Such a good step by Sydney Cummings. She reads the play. She makes the ball through to Gorley. Gorley gets another shot off. I've been very impressed with DC's defensive play and how they can turn that into such good offensive opportunities.
And DC have possession here high up the field. Ladoya and company. Down this far side of Berra for Torbert. Just to link up again. Berra into the middle trying to find Gorley. It's nudged away and the offside flag is going to go up against DC here. And with 5 minutes plus stoppage time left in the half, it is a Brooklyn free kick.
The one thing I love about DC is that they have no problem going down the flanks, serving balls in, but they've also tried to exploit the center and play through the lines and find Gorley to kind of hold the ball up through the middle.
It was a clever touch by Scarpelli, and she was clipped. Again, it's going to be a Brooklyn free kick. Pass back to Williams was cut out. I feel like maybe put a little too much on it though. It allows Brooklyn to regain possession. Kroger onto this near side. Kroger again, dispossessed. Torbert for Fitch. Fitch to the byline, cross into the middle. It falls for Torbert! Doherty saves, not once but twice.
Such a good play from DC. You have Fitch down the line once again, drives, picks her head up, it gets deflected. Torbert, very good finish, but keeper makes a good save. Gorley almost there for the rebound.
Kelsey Doherty at the double there, save-wise. Keep DC power out. Up ahead, Berra surveys the scene and again tries to pick out Gorley, but she was covered. Barbieri tried to thread the needle for Loving down that far side. It goes out of play. Brooklyn at the back, just about escaping there. A hold-up play by Garziano, Milena. It's played down the line towards the corner flag, and it's going to be shepherded out for a goal kick as DC do well to extinguish that situation.
DC's done a great job of, if they lose the ball, they put pressure on it immediately. That's so important when you're building a rhythm and try not to get stretched too much.
thing we should mention too, particularly with DC up by 2-0 here, is that still early days, of course, in this Gamebridge Super League season, but Obin Namazi's group have conceded the joint fewest goals in the league so far this season, just 3 to this point. That's what Brooklyn would need tonight if they were to leave with 3 points.
I think you can credit a lot of that to Sydney Cummings. When we talked to Namazi, he was saying that the team really relies on her for vocal leadership. She leads also by example. She holds standards high in training. And I just think it's so important to have a person like that in your back line, kind of running the show back there.
Ball bounces in behind here for Lewis. And Lewis is dispossessed very swiftly. It's Colton on the defensive cover. Ooh, and then it hits off of Colton. Sam Kroger tries to pounce on the chance for Brooklyn and has her shot blocked.
It was a good step by Kroger. She just couldn't quite get that shot off.
Being a big block from Ellie Gilbert in the middle of all that. That stops Kroger from, at least it looked like, potentially hitting the target. Fist in from Scarpelli. Kroger again. Barbieri through the traffic, but wide of the target.
DC gets so condensed in their defensive block, it's really hard to create anything. I mean, Brooklyn's usually really good at breaking down team defenses, and they've struggled quite a bit. And you have to attribute that to how good DC has been defensively.
Quino up ahead. Milena possibly got the worst of that challenge. Fioret, she's still down away from the play. We're into 2 added minutes at the end of the half, and Milena might need some attention here.
Yeah, it looks like she got clipped a bit, maybe rolled her ankle.
So she's going to try to run it off. Time left for one more big chance in this first half with Abera trying to slide in Gorley, and Doherty takes both Hill and Gorley out to get to that ball. No messing around.
Good play by Doherty. She had to come off strong off the line and kind of shut that down. She knows Gorley's been dangerous that game, so you can't even allow her that opportunity.
Fitch forced to go all the way back to Aquina. About 30 seconds left in the half. And Fitch is the outlet on this near side for DC and can stride into the space up ahead. Abera plays it across the face of goal, and it falls kindly for Doherty, who collapses upon it.
One thing I love to see from DC is the fluidity in their whole team. I mean, you have Abera on the left, up as a 9, dropping down as a 10, and then you just saw her on the right. So the fact that they can fill in for each other is huge, and it's so hard to defend against that.
Well, that's the end of the half here at Audi Field in Washington, D.C. DC Power were very strong in those first 45 minutes. Then they lead by 2-0, Erica, over Brooklyn.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with DC. I think they look like a strong defensive unit. They've been patient in their offense. They've come down the flank. They've gone down the middle. They've tried some long balls. They're just changing it up and keeping Brooklyn on their toes.
What are you looking at as far as Brooklyn to try to adjust in the second half?
I think we need to see more of their outside backs get forward. I mean, they're always threatening, and if at this point you're 2-0 down, like, what have you got to lose? So I would just send more, up the flanks, and then I think Kroger needs to get on the ball a little more. She's done a good job defensively and changing the point of attack, but I think that she can kind of start combining and creating more up the middle.
Well, we are joined by Gianna Gorley from DC Power. Gianna, thanks so much for taking some time. I don't know if you have a grudge at all against Brooklyn, but that's your third goal in as many games against them to this point. Can you take us through that goal to make it 2-0?
Yeah, all practice or all week we've been working on a high press, and we did a great job keeping them in their own half and putting them under pressure, and I was able to just attack the goalie, and it fell my way into the goal. So great job by my teammates.
Gianna, how important is it that your offense is fluid? It seems like you guys are constantly changing positions, filling in for each other, checking in, running in behind. How important is that?
Yeah, I think with the personnel that we have, we like to interchange and get in behind and just play off one another. So as we continue to progress through the season, I think once that really gets fluid throughout the whole game, I think we'll be really lethal.
Gianna, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck in the second half. We appreciate it.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
That's Gianna Gorley from DC Power. A goal for her, a goal for her teammate Loza Abera as well. DC have a 2-0 lead over Brooklyn here in the Gamebridge Super League. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with some news and notes, and of course, looking ahead to Saturday.
Prinks tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines, from early mornings to late nights, from fun with friends to winner takes all, from the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks tires will be there for the long haul.
What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water unique? It's our commitment to making our bottles from at least 50% recycled plastic. In fact, Crystal Geyser is the only beverage company in the US to exclusively own and operate 2 plastic recycling facilities. And you can help us make an impact too by always remembering to recycle your bottles. Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. Simple, but not easy.
Welcome back at the half here in the Gamebridge Super League on Peacock. Sean St. Jacques, Erica Timrack here with you. Fans young and old taking this one in here at Audi Field, where DC leads Brooklyn by 2-0. As we look at the news and notes from around the Gamebridge Super League, starting with Spokane, Hope Heisey becoming the first goalkeeper in league history to record 10 clean sheets last weekend. Spokane's another team to keep an eye on as the months tick by in the USL, beg your pardon, in the Gamebridge USL Super League. And Fort Lauderdale naming Ali Rogers as the club head coach moving forward. We'll see how that adjustment impacts their upcoming season. And Maddie Mercado continues to shine for Carolina Ascent. She scored in all 3 of Carolina's games so far. That ties the club record for consecutive games with a goal. We'll see how Carolina continues to progress early on so far this season. And of course, everyone's looking forward to Saturday, both games in the Gamebridge Super League on Peacock. Lexington taking on Spokane, and then Tampa Bay welcomes Dallas.
I'm definitely excited for the Tampa Bay-Dallas game. It's always a competitive matchup. I know this firsthand, and it's actually last season's semifinal matchup. So I feel like Tampa Bay Sun can definitely use a spark right now, and 3 points at home would definitely give them a boost.
Certainly Dallas will be hoping to avenge that semifinal defeat, as you well know from last year as well. We'll step aside for a moment. 2-0, DC looking really strong so far here in the Gamebridge Super League. We will come back after the break with first half highlights. Welcome back to Audi Field in Washington, D.C., where the vibes are immaculate at the moment. It's halftime in the Gamebridge Super League. D.C. Power leading Brooklyn by 2-0. Sean St. Jacques, Erica Timrack here with you. We take you through first half highlights between these two, and we begin with a wonderful team goal from D.C. inside of 19 minutes.
You got Torbert and Gorley with a little give-and-go combination. Then Torbert drives into the box, picks her head up, finds Ibarra, and that's just a world-class finish right there. Side netting, composed, collective, stunning.
Not bad for her first Gamebridge Super League goal of the season. DC led by 1-0, and then in the 33rd minute, Gianna Gorley putting the pressure on, makes it 2-0.
Brooklyn tries to play out of the back here. DC is just all steam ahead. Gorley forces the error, and she earns that goal.
Third game in a row against Brooklyn with a goal for Gianna Gorley. She puts DC in complete command going into the second half of this one in the Gamebridge Super League. So Gorley and Ibarra on the score sheet. Brooklyn with some work to do to get back into the game as you look at halftime stats. And, well, the stats tend to lean towards DC, and there's really no surprise there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they've taken their shots. They've got 2 goals out of that. I think they need to keep taking them. Brooklyn definitely needs to get back on the wagon and make some changes and come out strong.
5 total shots for Brooklyn, but just 1 of them on target. I'm sure Tomas Tingahina will hope that that changes in the second half as Brooklyn will try to overcome what is a 2-goal deficit here at Audi Field. We'll step aside for the moment. 2-0, DC leads Brooklyn. After the break, we'll have the second half kick here on Peacock. Moments away from the start of the second half here in Washington, D.C. DC Power 2-0 up on Brooklyn here in the Gamebridge Super League on Peacock. Sean St. Jacques, Erica Timrak here with you. It does look like Brooklyn is going to make at least a couple of changes here at the start of the second half. Rebecca Cook and Hope Breslin are both going to come in at the start of the second half for Brooklyn. Milena, who was on a yellow card, is going to depart. And so is Emma Lovick. So Brooklyn make a couple of changes here to try to maybe mix some things up. And, well, of course, they bring out some attacking pieces. No surprise there, Erica, since they're 2-0 down and have some work to do here in the second 45.
Yeah, you definitely got to make a change, and I think Cook's a great substitution, and then Breslin also super busy in there, so I definitely think this can put him out on the right foot.
If the result were to hold, it would be a 4th consecutive match unbeaten for DC. That would be a club record. But Brooklyn is going to try to turn things around, of course, in the second 45 here on Peacock. Teams, of course, switch sides at the start of the second half. DC are in blue. They'll be going from right to left at Audi Field at the start of the second half. Goals from Loza Abera. That was a wonderful finish. And then the great pressure from Gianna Gorley causes the second goal. And of course, we'll see how Cook and Breslin get acclimated at the start of the second half. It's nearly into the path of Cook on that far side. It's a DC throw. Cook's legs are fresh, putting some pressure on that DC back line. Aquino clears it away. Well, good hold-up play from Gorley. Abera is chopped down, and that's going to be a free kick.
Gorley's been so strong on that hold-up play, and then she had Abera right underneath there. Abera won the foul, and now she's right on the ball again.
Again, DC on the prowl here, but that pass leads to no one in particular, and Brooklyn will have a goal kick. About the streak that DC are on, Brooklyn are trying to avoid the 4th consecutive match without a win. And they got off to such a good start at the beginning of the campaign. Of course, there's still time to turn the tide in this second half, and Brooklyn will get a throw-in on this near side high up the field.
Cook applying that pressure on the keeper and forces a mistake, so definitely a positive start for them.
Annie Williams to restart the play. Williams trying to find Cook. DC close the gap and clear it. And they could move this forward here with Colton out wide. Fitch for Torbert. And Torbert could not corral it. Near side, Sophia Lewis plays a wonderful ball over the top, but it's a bit of a loose touch. Cook recovers it for Brooklyn. Tries to play it across. Lewis on the spin. It's then clipped into the penalty area for Cummings, and then the referee actually comes all the way back here and gives Brooklyn a free kick. Scarpelli was brought down earlier in the sequence.
I like this from Brooklyn. They're playing down the middle. They're trying things, and they're gonna fall right outside of the 18. That's probably the most dangerous spot.
It was Fitch committing the foul on Scarpelli. Garziano and Kroger were both certainly within range to take a shot here. Have an option with Hope Breslin on the edge of the area there, isn't tightly marked. Brooklyn players in motion here. It is Garziano, it is palmed away. Barbieri on the follow-up. Lewis tries to clip it back in, but the offside flag is up.
Not a bad hit. She kind of just hits it over the wall, kind of makes the keeper make a save, and then gets bobbled. Unfortunately, it's offsides, but Brooklyn definitely coming out with some more spark this half.
Trying to put the pressure and the heat on DC back there, but it is cleared up field, although Brooklyn quickly have it back with Hill. Williams nearly lost it. Kroger helps out. Thompson, right out wide by Barbieri. Breslin down the line. And the offside flag goes up against Scarpelli. Barbieri steps in. It's then Colton's header that Fitch retrieves. Really some wonderful interplay there from DC, but they do eventually lose out.
You can tell DC works on that up, back, and through movement in training. Namazi is constantly saying that in trainings they're working in small spaces, working on keeping the ball, and you see glimpses of it during the game, and I think as they build they're going to get more comfortable with that, but the combination play so far has been great.
We saw Coach Namazi there. Sure, he has been encouraged by a lot of what he has seen through 51 minutes and change so far. But there is a foul. That's going to be a free kick. Oh, and it's going to be a yellow card as well for Jada Bedoya.
It's like Bedoya's tracking back hard, tries to get a shoulder and it just bumps her a little too hard.
First DC player to be booked tonight. From the free kick, it's right at Aquino. And Brooklyn can't make much of it in the end.
Brooklyn definitely putting on the pressure.
And they win it back here. Cook up ahead.
Swarming the ball.
DC again trying to clear it. As long as they can find Gorley, she handles the rest. Another great bit of hold-up play.
Theoret's also so great with getting out of pressure and kind of switching that point of attack.
Could end up all leading to a DC chance here, but Abera, he's not quite able to get there. Abera ran so fast, I think her wrist tie fell off. Was not able to keep it in play. Was there a foul there? Referee looked at it, says no foul. Cook gets back up onto her feet. Brooklyn looked to move it ahead down this near side, but again, DC do well with Bedoya. Well, that's a wonderful touch by Williams. Able to try to get past a defender here. Williams for Lewis. Lewis surveys the scene, clips it into the penalty area. It falls for Kroger, who gave it one heck of a hit, but it does go wide.
That's a build-up play we love to see from Brooklyn. Sends it in, deflects. Kroger's right there with the one-time finish. She gets over it. It's a decent strike. She just hits it a little wide.
We've seen those flashes from Brooklyn tonight. They've just not been able to be clinical enough yet in the final third.
I do think they've come out with more spark this second half for sure. They feel a little bit more in control of their tempo.
See if they can use that as a foundation to really get back into the game. That was the right idea, to try to find Bedoya, who had some space to run into on this near side, but she could not control it, and Brooklyn will get it back.
I'm intrigued to see if Brooklyn still want to play out. No, it looks like they're going long.
They have been punished for playing out of the back tonight, courtesy of Gianna Gorley. Torbert wins the header, but it is a Brooklyn throw.
Torbert's been really strong for them in the air. She wins a lot of those headers.
Got the assist on the opening goal from Abera. Seems to have had a really well-rounded performance so far tonight. Well, that is a giveaway. Abera for Colton. Over the top for Gorley, who couldn't quite corral it.
Abera does so well reading this play. Colton gets it, plays it over the top to Gorley. She just doesn't quite get the touch off. Brooklyn are lucky they squeaked away with that, but Gorley's gonna want that one back for sure.
There's nearly another wonderful team sequence from DC.
It's tough when you're running, you know, the back line and you're trying to control the ball and then you're trying to worry about how you're going to score that goal. So I've definitely been there.
Garziano is in behind here for Brooklyn. She checks her run. Oh, nearly finds Cook. And then on the follow-up, Aquino makes another big save.
This is a
Brooklyn
great
players shaking their head here.
Great play by Brooklyn. Garziano just drives into the box, cut back, looks for the cutback for Cook. She runs across it. Aren't able to get it, but they get a corner kick out of it. And honestly, this is one of their better chances of the night.
That's a second big save from Morgan Aquino. Leah Scarpelli shaking her head. Brooklyn still have the corner to work with. It's well placed. Oh, and it was up for grabs on the edge of the 6. DC still trying to get it clear. Kroger wins the ball back, and she's brought down. That's a free kick. Oh, and Bedoya's already been booked. And maybe just gets one final warning. Oh, from the referee there.
It's a great play by Kroger. She makes kind of that sacrificial effort. Probably knew she was going to get fouled, but still went for it and earns her team a free kick in a very dangerous area, especially her on her left foot. And swing this right behind the line.
Brooklyn were asking real questions about a second yellow there. Jada Bedoya for now stays on the pitch. Garziano and Kroger from a set piece. It's going to be Sam Kroger. Puts in another good ball. Oh, it deflects in. Brooklyn are right back in it. I'm not sure they know how they scored it, but it ricochets in. And as we approach the hour, it appears Hope Breslin has redirected Brooklyn back into the game. It's 2-1.
Such an important play, especially on a set piece to get your way back into the game. Good foul won by Kroger. She kind of steps into this, knows she's going to get fouled, but still puts her body on the line. Then she just hits this ball so nicely right over the back line, finds Breslin's head, and that's such a good finish. She just redirects it right into the corner.
It may have actually hit off of Kelsey Hill last on the way through.
I wonder who will get the credit.
We'll await confirmation on that. Hope Breslin got the applause.
That's what you want from someone coming off the bench, though. That energy, that spark. And now Brooklyn is right back in it.
That is exactly what Brooklyn needed. And there's a lot of time left. All of a sudden, it feels like a different game.
That's why I think set pieces are so important. You know, if you're not playing well, you can rely on them. You get back in the game, you have momentum, and anything can happen at this point.
We said it coming into the game, 5 of the 8 goals conceded combined between the two teams had come from either a cross in behind or a corner. It's happened again, and Brooklyn are the beneficiaries.
Such a quality service from Kroger, too. She just whipped that right in, put it right on Bruston's head. She just had to redirect it.
Can DC find an answer here? Ibarra laid it down. And then again, Gorley and company not able to take advantage of it. Gorley sends it over the top.
It's a good play from Ibarra. She kind of just sets it up, puts it on a platter for her. She just can't get that shot off. But good link-up play between the two.
We are still waiting official confirmation on who the goal is credited to for Brooklyn. When we get that, we'll pass it along. Colton down the line for Fitch, who did keep it in, cannot keep possession. Brooklyn reset with half an hour still to go, and it feels like a brand new game.
Well, you know what they say, 2-0 is the most dangerous score in football.
We've just been told that it is going to be a credited goal for Kelsey Hill for Brooklyn, who did get the ricochet off of the Breslin attempt. So Breslin assist, Kelsey Hill's first Gamebridge Super League goal of the season. And then a change there for DC. Carly Frilas is in for Jada Bedoya. Of course, was on that yellow card and was on the edge. That other challenge, of course.
Probably the right call. It's just too dangerous. A double yellow at this point would not be good.
That time, Ibarra is brought down. And Brooklyn have some defensive work to do here. It's going to be a free kick for DC Power. Does DC have up their sleeves here from this? It is going to be Colton who plays it short, and Kroger actually blows that up. It's clipped back over the top. Cummings was in the vicinity. Brooklyn were looking for the flag. Both end up being a moot point.
You can tell that came out of the playbook. They just couldn't quite execute it.
Feels like DC's dipped pretty deep into that set piece playbook tonight.
Definitely a lot of corners, a lot of free kicks.
Ibarra really won that back. Brooklyn are able to reset. Ball is played down the far sideline here, where it needs to be covered up by DC. I think Brooklyn may have engineered a corner out of that. They have. Garziano rushes over to take it. That time Gilbert and company not able to get it clear. Garziano clips it in towards Hill. Well, that time did know about it, but was not able to put it on target.
They're definitely looking for Hill on these set pieces. I mean, she's such an aerial threat. It's a good ball by Garziano, but she kind of lofted it up, so Hill couldn't really get much behind the header.
Eventually Cummings clears it away. Again, Brooklyn are quickly back on it, and Torbert is a bit overzealous with the challenge, allowing Brooklyn to get a free kick. Feels like newfound momentum for Brooklyn. Can they take advantage of it? Early ball clipped towards the edge of the area. Barbieri. It's played for Williams on this near side. Kroger loses out.
Kroger went for the nutmeg right there.
Helps to get Brooklyn back on it. Williams, under pressure here. Eventually Williams finds Lewis. Lewis plays an early ball up ahead, maybe too early. Again, DC are back in possession. Down on 25 minutes plus stoppage time left.
One thing about Brooklyn this half, once they lose the ball, they try and win it right back, and we didn't really see much of that from them in the first half, but they definitely have that willingness to regain the ball right away.
Frilez is going to get there for DC. Cross into the middle looking for Ibarra. Ibarra lays it off, and the shot is skied over the top by Thierat. I'll stay up to date with the Gamebridge Super League. Sign up for the Super newsletter. Get news about your favorite team and stories from around the league delivered directly to your inbox weekly. Sign up at GamebridgeSuperLeague.com/newsletter. Thompson, back for Hill. Ibarra commits the foul. And before it is to be taken, DC is prepping another change here. That's going to be the end of the night for Deja Torbert, who played really, really well. And in her stead, Valentina Parada will join us.
Namazi did mention that he really liked the depth of his bench, and every training is super competitive, and he mixes up the lineup to kind of keep that competitiveness up. And he said one of his goals is to just have a really deep bench so that they can close out games and finish them strong, because that's been a problem for a lot of teams in the Super League.
Brooklyn's going to make a change as well. And that is going to be the end of the night for Leah Scarpelli. Got a couple of close calls, particularly in the second half, as far as scoring goals is concerned. Emily Pringle is going to take her spot.
Scarpelli was kind of quiet this game. She's usually firepower up the width, just constantly driving at back lines, but didn't see much from her today.
That leaves Brooklyn with just 2 changes remaining. And DC still have 3 available. Thompson surveys the scene and clips it over the top looking for Cook. It nearly fell for Lewis. I think there was a push there. Cook maybe pushed Cummings in the build-up there, and the referee spotted it. That'll be a free kick.
Cook hasn't got on the ball a lot, but she's definitely applying the pressure to DC's back line.
I mentioned it earlier, it felt like she was coming on and providing a spark for this Brooklyn side, who needed one at halftime, frankly.
Definitely. Sometimes you just need new energy in there.
Well, that is a giveaway, though. Oh, and Ibarra goes for goal here. In the end, it's easy enough for Doherty, who was well positioned.
Sometimes you win that ball and you look up and you just have to go for the chip shot. Even when it's not exactly on.
Chance here for Brooklyn. Towards the byline, the cross is blocked. It'll go out for a Brooklyn corner as they try to erase this 2-goal deficit.
This is how transitional this game can be. Bear just had a shot, and then seconds later, Brooklyn has a corner kick.
Garziano to provide the delivery. It's Brooklyn's 4th corner of the night. Again, looking for Hill. Oh, it was palmed away by Aquino. And Brooklyn will get their 5th corner of the night.
It's a good service by Garziano. She kind of just swings it back post. Able to get another corner out of it.
This time Kroger and that in-swinger stand over it. Go towards the far side of this 6. No one gets any clear contact on it. Lewis looks to recycle the play. Lewis is now doubled up on, but plays a wonderful back heel towards the byline here. And the shot is decent as well. Oh, it's fizzed in there. Cook flailed at it, and in the end, no one got a touch on it.
This is such a good play. Just goes wide, but it was such a good build-up from Lewis, getting the back heel, breaking the pressure, and then driving in the box, getting a chance. Brooklyn's definitely putting the pressure on.
Halftime, Brooklyn had 5 total shots. Those first 45 minutes. They've had 6 already in the second half alone, and there's still 19 minutes left in it.
I mean, you can definitely tell there's definitely renewed energy. There's spark. They're getting shots off. They're getting set pieces. Just got to put one away.
That's going to be a foul. Allows Brooklyn to alleviate some of that DC pressure. It's going to fall kindly in behind here for Lewis. More clever play from Sophia Lewis on this near side. She gets to the byline and wins a corner for Brooklyn.
This is a good flank play by Lewis. She kind of exposes them, drives at the back line. Isn't able to get a cross off, but earns another corner kick, and see if they can capitalize on this.
And it'll be Kroger to provide the service. And she aims for that far side of the 6. DC get the heads to it first. Garziano recycles. Kroger again. And she's dispossessed on this near side, but Brooklyn will keep it with Breslin. Williams, clever. Breslin will take it from there. And the cross into the middle is cut out. Gorley there to hold up. There's a Brooklyn player down away from the play. And then it's threaded down this near side. And Gorley was the target, but it's a good challenge on the back end by Thompson. And now the referee acknowledges the player down, and it's Annie Williams who needs a moment.
Williams made such a good play there. Looks like it might be cramping in the 70th minute. When you have a high press transitional game, you're going to get that.
Almost gives both teams a chance to have an abbreviated timeout for the stretch run here. You're just joining us. DC scored both of their goals in the first half. Abera and Gorley gave them a 2-0 halftime lead. Brooklyn, through set-piece opportunities and just overall better midfield play in this second half, got a goal back off a deflected attempt from Breslin that knocked off Kelsey Hill and went in. That's gotten Brooklyn right back into the game. Here's that set piece that Kroger wins, and then Kroger's service leads to the goal back for Brooklyn.
Kroger's so good at that service. She literally just places it right on Breslin's head. I know Hill gets the credit, but all around great team set piece. Gets them back in the game.
And now, Christine Gahida appears to be giving some instructions to Anna Markovic. We might see her in a moment. Particularly since that goal went in, Brooklyn have been much, much better. But DC are still clinging to the lead. Fitch. Plays it out wide. Chance to clip this into the middle when both of the DC goal scorers were in the vicinity, but neither Gorley or Abera could get on the end of it.
Such a dangerous ball. She kind of hits it right in that corridor of uncertainty. Keeper can't really come out. If Abriva or Gorley could get a foot on that, definitely would relieve some of the pressure they're under right now.
15 minutes plus stoppage time left. The referee actually, I think, maybe pointed in the wrong direction there. It's a Brooklyn free kick. And there is going to be a change here. Williams cannot continue for Brooklyn. And Anna Markovic is going to take her place. Hopefully that's just a precautionary move from a Brooklyn standpoint. From the restart, Lewis, closest to it for Brooklyn, cannot get there. Possession goes back to DC. Talked a lot about Brooklyn. How does DC manage these last 14 minutes? 1 goal deficit, it's on a knife edge.
I think they need to just go back to the basics. They did such a good job controlling the tempo in the first half, connecting balls, combination play. They've been a little sporadic this half and kind of have let Brooklyn take control.
This is Gorley. Colton down the line. Fitch tried to fizz it across. It falls for Gorley. Still Gorley. And the shot is sent wide of the target.
Fitch is so dangerous on that wing. She just drives. Her work ethic is so high. Coach Mazi said her standards in training are so high. She just is constantly working hard. You can tell she's been working that wing all night. Hits the ball in. Gorley gets another chance, but can't put it away.
Lewis trying to thread the needle in behind Cook. Keep Aquino honest. DC just about play their way through, although as soon as I say that, Breslin steps in. Brooklyn off the takeaway. Garziano out wide. It's played across, but it's too close to Aquino, who makes the catch. Furlas looks to bring DC forward. Abera. Down the line for Gorley, and Gorley could not check her run and is caught offside.
This is one of those moments when DC needs to have some players step up and really just control possession. Theoret, Abriva, they need to just kind of control the tempo, put your foot on it, just slow the game down a little bit. Especially 10 minutes left. Things get so dicey last 10 minutes.
And Kroger through the back of Theoret. Before he gives the free kick DC's way. His header, the path of Thompson, resets for Doherty. Cummings, Abera, Frilles, only cross into the middle. Brooklyn have it covered. Abera tried to follow up. DC quickly win the ball back here. Theoret recycles it. Another chance to move this down the far side for Fitch. Cuts in field. Colton. Crossing it into the middle, and it's caught out of the air by Doherty.
Definitely better play from DC. They swung it a couple times, built it up the left, switched it to the right, got a cross off. They just need to execute better in the final third.
Great take there by Cook, who has space to run into here. Cook lays it off. Oh, it's a brilliant give and go back to Cook, who equalizes for Brooklyn. It's a remarkable second half turnaround. 2-0 down at halftime. Brooklyn have equalized with 10 minutes to go in DC. 2-2, and it's the super sub, Rebecca Cook, who equalizes.
This is so good. Cook just driving at the back line, taking her space, dishing it off. 1-2 combo, keeps her run going, sees the keepers coming out, chips it. World-class finish, and such a big-time goal at a big-time moment. That's exactly what you want from your subs.
First goal of the season for Cook. Look what it means to the Brooklyn players to get back on level terms here. A Brooklyn bounce back in the nation's capital, and we are tied. Still plenty of time for someone to grab a winner. The ball over the top. Cook is going to get there and then cannot keep it going. DC win it back on this far side with Parada. Parada does well, plays it down the line for Fitch. Fitch with the cross into the middle. Gorley's header. Frilez can't follow up, and Brooklyn clears it. Frilez. Another decent ball across. It falls for Colton, who couldn't get the shot off. Now Theoret lets it go, and it's saved by Doherty. Out for a corner.
DC definitely have responded. You got Theoret, wins it top of the box, takes a look up, and just fires it. Such a good hit. Good save, but they get a corner out of it. Let's see if they can capitalize on that.
As you can see, 3 changes being made in one go for DC here. Abera, Theoret, and Gilbert all coming out. Madison Mernon, Katrina Guiu, and Margie Tetrizio all coming in. Those are the last changes that DC can make. DC still have this corner here. Ooh, Mernon tried to get there. That was her first touch. Oh, it's still Mernon here! And she just misses the target. Nearly an instant impact off the bench.
Good service in. It kind of bobbles around the penalty spot. She's able to get a shot off. Just goes a little bit wide, but it's exactly what you want from someone coming into the game. 10 minutes left.
Despite Brooklyn's incredible comeback, it still feels like either side could go on and win it. Parada down the far side for DC. Plays it into the path of Fitch. Fitch cuts it back. Parada gets the cross away, but Garziano clears it out for a throw.
Feels like the momentum is now shifted back to DC after Brooklyn's goal.
It's Fitch from the throw, gets it back from Colton. Trying to fit it through for Tetrizio. It falls here for Frilez! Oh! And Doherty makes the save.
such a good hit, just unlucky.
Credit Doherty, looked like it took a deflection too. On the way through, she makes the stop. Parada again, escapes down this far side. DC have numbers in the middle. Chance to take the lead back. Gorley on the follow-up. Detrizio was thwarted. Oh, but was Gorley offside here? It's a late flag on the far side. She was in an offside position. The goal will not stand. Obed Namazi says, look at the screen here. Remember, there's no VAR. We get another look.
Breaks free down the line, drives, picks her head up. Great shot. Gorley rebounds.
I think what they're saying here is that Gorley was offside on the Detrizio attempted shot, and the goal does not count. Brooklyn let off the hook, and we're still tied at 2. Rebecca Cook is slow to get up at the end of that last sequence. Hopefully she's okay. Brooklyn do have one change left. They choose to use it. Kiki Markovic is the last outfield player remaining on Brooklyn's bench. Nicolette Pascarella is the other player, and of course the backup goalkeeper. This is clipped into the area. Lewis could not track it down, and it's a goal kick.
I think Lewis wanted the foul there.
Thompson driving forward for Brooklyn. Still Thompson gets the cross away, and Aquino parries it out of play.
Substitution for Brooklyn FC.
It went out for a corner. Sam Rosette is going to come in here for Brooklyn. And that is going to be it for Alice Barbieri. That is Brooklyn's last change. Both teams now are out of changes. The final 3 minutes plus stoppage time. Another Brooklyn corner. Trying to fully complete the comeback. Just to the edge of the area. Parada loses out. Garziano clips it into the middle for Brooklyn. It's Markovic, blocked. Again, Brooklyn can reset. Clip back into the middle, headed away by Cummings. Gorley holds up the play for Colton. Colton down the line for Parada. The game continues to stretch here. Parada with open field to run into. Goes for goal, and it's saved by Doherty.
I think that's a tough angle to shoot from. I think she keeps dribbling and then waits till a pass opens up inside the box. You had 2 runners in there. You got to just pick someone up and slot it.
Not the best of clearances. It goes out of play here on this near side. And DC to reset as we're ticking down towards the 90th minute. That goes out of play. Back to Brooklyn on the near side for Thompson. Still Brooklyn ball. Rosette, first time ball towards the edge of the area. DC get the first contact on it. Breslin and then Lewis. DC Power again clear it upfield, but Brooklyn recover it. Eagles ball up ahead allows DC to reset with Fitch. Cummings. A chance to move that forward. Ooh, but Kroger is penalized. Free kick for DC. We are into 3 added minutes at the end of what's turned into quite the contest. Fitch again. Down the line. It's Parada just trying to find some space. The cross into the middle is deflected. We'll get the initial ball clear, and then it's going to be a foul and a free kick going the opposite way.
Cook has definitely brought the energy this game. I mean, she's all the way in the back tracking. You can just tell she's leaving it all out there tonight.
Involved there as it's looped onto this near side. Still a couple of minutes left. Rosette ends up giving it away. With a chance to play it down this near side. DeTrizio cutting in field. Plays it off for a chance here. Colton tried to find Fitch. Oh, the goalkeeper committed, but the ball rolls over the end line and goes out of play for a goal kick.
There was a good play by DeTrizio. She drives it, she tries to look for a shot, can't quite find it, plays it across, and they just can't quite get there, but definitely good play.
Down at the end of that sequence. She provided the spark, has scored the equalizer, and has battled since coming on as a substitute. Still someone, I should say, still time for someone to snatch the points at the end. Boot this forward towards the 18-yard box. This is Cook. He's not able to get a further touch onto it. Gorley surveys the scene but cannot find a teammate. Again, it's pushed forward. It's going to fall out of play on this near side with only about 15 seconds of stoppage time left. Frilez down the line. DeTrizio. Frilez again. Not able to find Gorley. Is there time for Cook and Brooklyn up the other end? They'll get the throw as the 3 minutes elapse. Referee has the whistle to her lips. And that is it, full time at Audi Field. Well, it's a remarkable comeback from Brooklyn in the second half. They were 2-0 down after the first 45 minutes. Goals from Hill and Cook see Brooklyn lead with a very valuable point.
They definitely earned that point. I mean, they were a completely different team in the second half, and I think this is a good spot for them to build off of.
It is also 4 matches unbeaten for DC. That is a club record at the end of what was quite the game in the end. Brooklyn comes back. They get a draw as it finishes 2-2. We will wrap it up after the break. Full time here at Audi Field in Washington, D.C. It finishes D.C. 2, Brooklyn 2 in the Gamebridge Super League here on Peacock. Sean St. Jacques, Erica Timrak here with you. We are joined by the super sub for Brooklyn, Rebecca Cook, kind enough to give us a few minutes here at full time. Rebecca, I know it's not a victory, but congratulations on the second half comeback. What was the message, whether it was from the coaching staff or from your teammates, to come back after being 2-0 down?
Well, we all know soccer and the game's not over till it's over, and I think we showed that. I thought we started off well, and the second half we just brought energy. We trusted the changes, we trusted the process, and I think soccer is just that game that it's not over till the whistle blows, and you can see that at the end. They had a couple of chances after we scored, but I thought we dominated the ball, and I thought that the goals were coming.
Rebecca, we saw after you scored the passion you had. Can you just tell us what that first goal means to you?
It's just a representation for all of us. I think all of us felt that goal. A couple of frustrating results coming off. And I think we've put in a lot of work in the past week and trusting the process, and I think this is the start for us. And I think that passion just shows what it means to us for scoring those goals and at least getting a result. I think we could have gone on to win it, but I'm happy with the point today.
Rebecca, thanks so much for your time. We really appreciate it, and best of luck moving forward.
Thank you.
That's Rebecca Cook from Brooklyn. Appreciate the time, and well, it was a heck of a game. We dive in here to the full-time highlights, and of course, Erica, it begins with a really strong opening goal from DC.
Yeah, we got Torbert driving to the box, finds a Brita, and she just nails it right in the corner. I mean, that's such a classy finish from her. Starts DC off so strong.
Her first goal in the Gamebridge Super League this season, that was in the 19th minute. Jump ahead to minute 33, and Gianna Gorley's pressure made it 2-0 to DC.
Yeah, she just reads this so well. She kind of knows the touch is a little off, and she just hops right in there, gets the goal, and that's just all work ethic right there.
It felt like at that particular time that DC were kind of rolling at that moment, and they took the 2-0 lead, of course, into halftime, and it felt like they were going to go on from there and see this out. But as Rebecca Cook just said, that's why they play to the final whistle, and Brooklyn began their comeback with a great play here from Sam Kroger.
Sam Kroger takes a foul, then she takes this in left foot, in swinger, puts it right on Bruston's head, kind of redirects it to Hill. Hill gets the goal, and that puts him right back into the game.
That really changed everything. Brooklyn used that to gain a lot of momentum moving into the second half, and again, you just heard it from Rebecca Cook. They started to really dominate the ball, and then Rebecca Cook equalizes.
Such good energy from her. She just drives at the back line, dishes it off, keeps her run going, and then it's just a little chip over the keeper. Perfect finish, and you could just tell what that goal means to her.
Ended up being a Thursday night thriller in the Gamebridge Super League. Brooklyn comes back from 2-0 down and gets a point. Remember we said at halftime Brooklyn only had 5 total shots? They had 9 in the second half, and they overcome the 2-0 deficit.
Well, it definitely pays off. You got to take shots, and I think Brooklyn came out definitely with a mission in the second half, and they definitely earned that point on the road.
Brooklyn needed a bounce-back moment, not just coming into the game, but at halftime as well, and they showed their powers of recovery. DC were so good at times in this game tonight, but again, like Rebecca Cook told us in the interview, it's about playing to the full-time whistle. Brooklyn comes back from 2-0 down, and they gain a valuable road point here in the Gamebridge Super League. For Erica Timrak and our entire crew, Sean St. Jacques, we say so long from Washington, D.C. 2-2 is the final score here on Peacock.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.